coming to meet with me. So this is your pre-observation conference, and I would like to know some of the things you want me to focus on when I come in to observe your lesson.
If you could spend some time noticing the kids' behaviors, I'd like that. Sometimes my class can sometimes be a little bit noisy and talkative, and so I've been trying to work on managing their behavior. Also, wait time. If sometimes I want to answer the questions for them right away, so if you could just watch my wait time, make sure I give them enough time, all the students, to answer questions, and make sure that I'm giving enough chances for all the students to answer questions.
Okay. Now, how does this lesson relate to Common Core curriculum in your content area of ELA?
What we've been working on, the first unit we worked on was the Unit 1, or Mod 1, and we worked on the Common Core with the UDHR, and then next we shifted over to the Esperanza Rising, and we're working on academic vocabulary and text-based answers.
Sounds great. You're really pushing your students to work very hard.
We're trying to keep up with the Common Core and stuff.
Okay. Very nice. And how does this lesson fit into the sequence of learning? Obviously, this will be, me just coming in for one lesson. So, what have your lessons been previously to this, and where are you headed after this lesson?
Well, we started with, like I said, the UDHR, which is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and from there we've worked into the Esperanza Rising, and the main character there has faced many difficulties and tough times, and we're looking for them to tie both of those together with the mods.
And I know a little bit about the UDHR just because I stopped in informally, and that those human rights will be in Esperanza Rising. Is that
Yes,
correct?
that is correct, yeah. And in different parts of the story, we focus on struggles that she has.
Great. And how will you engage your students' learning? What specifically will you be doing during the lesson to make sure they're all engaged?
Well, sometimes I try to gear the class toward individuals, and so sometimes they work alone, and sometimes they work as a whole group, and then the last thing we do is sometimes we do small groups, so that it's basically student-centered learning, and so that the students can be challenged to link the lesson and the story with the different standards and things that we're trying to point out.
All right, and then will there be any other handouts that you'll use? I think I saw in the lesson plan there might be a quiz.
Yes, and we use that for some evaluation in the future as well.
Okay. Excellent. And then could you tell me a little bit of how you are going to differentiate your instruction during this lesson?
Well, I teach 3 different classes and throughout the day, but some of my classes have different needs, and so I try to scaffold the kids from high, medium, and low with their abilities, and then I try to put together a high student with a medium student and then a low student based on their past performances, so that they can work together and challenge each other, and they're going to be working together with different modes of describing what they've learned, and so sometimes we do just group discussion, sometimes we do writing, and sometimes drawing, so that the kids can show their different abilities, because we know that kids, every student has different abilities, and so that we want to be able to emphasize what they're good at sometimes too.
Excellent. And then during the lesson, how are you going to monitor student progress? How will you know that they're really getting what you are trying to teach them?
A lot of it, again, is the student-centered learning, and so I'm going to make myself available. I'll be walking around the room as they're working, discussing, and doing the writing exercises and drawing and doing different things with the lesson. So it's a lot of observation and walking around the room and making sure that as they're discussing, I just kind of pop in and listen to them and make sure that they're on the right track with things.
And how will you know whether the students learned what you wanted them to learn?
Again, I'll monitor the students and make sure that as I go through that they're getting it. If they're missing some points, I'll try to try to ask questions to direct the conversation to where it needs to go. And a lot of that is using the proper vocabulary terms and the other connecting the UDHR with this novel that we're working with.
Okay. And I did see that there is a quiz that you're going to be giving the students, correct?
Yes, well, I'll be giving
So if
a
you
quiz
could,
for the comprehension, and there'll also be some homework assignments as well with the chapter.
Excellent. And did you differentiate that quiz?
I did. There's different questions on the quiz that allow kids with different abilities to work that out.
Very nice. All right, and then is there anything else that you would like me to know about your lesson? Anything that you want me to watch in particular besides behavior management?
That and just making sure that they're using upper level vocabulary words as they go through this. We're trying to stress that they're learning those things and meeting the standards that we're aiming for.
Okay. All right, well, thank you very much, and I look forward to observing your lesson.
Thank you.